Hi, this is Kim with Abundant Life Tarot, and we are doing an Oracle Obsessed video response to Imogen Walter's video that she did some time back, but I'm a little late to the game and I wanted to jump right on in and get started. So let's get started. First up, let's see, we have Oracle Obsessed question number 1. What was your first Oracle deck? And that would be, I actually got 2 decks. I forgot the name of the other one from Doreen Virtue, and then I got this one. But this one I consider the very first one, even though I bought it at the same time as the other one. But this is the one I was intuitively called to get. And not every box I'm going to bore you guys with and open, and because there's so many videos and so many images of this deck out there. You know what I'm saying. So the Goddess Guidance Oracle cards, super intuitive, super predictive. I still have it. I won't give it up. I gave the other one away, but this one I'm keeping, and I'm happy to keep it. Let's see, what's your current favorite deck? And my current favorite Oracle deck, God, it's hard to pick here, but I'm going to say my Mildred Payne's Secret Pocket Oracle, and there it is. And I've done a video for this one. It is right now my current favorite. I use it in both personal and readings for others, I should say, and it gives the most deep readings ever for me. And I don't know if it does that for other people, but I don't understand how this little tiny deck could be so deep, but it is. What's your most used deck? My most used deck would be an independent out-of-print deck that I talk about all the time. Is the Dear Heart Oracle, and I use it at the beginning of readings. There's Passion, Manifest, Healing, Dreams. So, Conflict, Shadow Self. So I use this deck the most because I'm using it for all readings, really, and I adore it. And let's see, what's your least favorite deck? And I mentioned in my other video response videos is I don't really have decks that I don't like at all, or that I don't really 100% resonate. I mean, there might be some decks that I barely resonate with, and those may end up leaving, but I like to have decks that I enjoy in my collection. So I have a deck that I hardly use, and that deck is the Women's Bodies, Women's Wisdom Oracle cards by Christian Northrup, MD. A 50-card deck and instruction booklet. And this is a system, really. It's by Hay House, and I love the artwork because it's by Gina Della Grottaglia. Oh my gosh, it's so breathtakingly beautiful. And you know what's funny about this deck is that when I'm not called to use it very often, but when I just randomly pick it up just to see, like, okay, I'm like, maybe it's time for me to pass you on. Let me play with you to see if I still want to pass you on or not. It'll give me this great reading, and then I end up keeping it. And so it is a system. This is one of my favorite images here. And it has a ton of spreads, a ton of questions in the guidebook. It's actually rather thin guidebook, but nevertheless, it's got a lot of good information. And it's in your face with the answers, but sometimes it's subtle too. I can't describe it. And so when I was prepping for this video, when I was looking for my least favorite, this one came up, but then when I was like, I played with it and it gave me an on-the-spot reading, and I needed to have that message at that moment. So I was like, oh, I'm not going to be able to send you on. I'm going to have to keep you. And it is matte, and I'll show you the back, and it shuffles nicely. It is reversible. It does have a protection message, I believe, in the guidebook. And again, it is a system, but you can look at the images and the keywords, but you do need to probably look at the messages in the book. So it's probably why it's one of my least used. So I kind of modified that question. How did you learn to read oracle cards? It was pretty easy for me. I went to a store that sells new agey type of stuff, including tarot and oracle decks, and I picked out those particular decks, and sorry, my daughter distracted me, and I saw the guidebook, and I saw the images and the keywords, and sometimes there were messages on the deck. It clicked for me. Actually, oracle really clicked for me to the point where I can get a lot from the images alone, but I am a wordsmith, so to speak. I like words, so I love guidebooks. So it was easy. I would imagine it's probably pretty easy for a lot of people with oracle, I would say, but I don't know. That's just me. What do you use oracle cards for? I use it sometimes as standalone readings for people, or sometimes it is a part of a tarot reading, or I use oracle cards to open up a reading and close a reading, or I call a couple of decks I have, oracle decks, where I want to cleanse the palette, so to speak. So the beginning of the reading could be about love, and it's, kind of got some stuff that we have to wade through, and I cleanse the palette with an oracle reading, and then we switch gears and we're going into career, or whatever the case may be. So I use oracle decks in that way, and sometimes I use it for one card draws or weekly draws for myself personally, and I display the cards up in my master bathroom, and I use decks that my husband would appreciate. And he also can get some messages, and there are oftentimes cards when I do weekly draws. There are messages or readings just for him. It turns out when we reflect back on our week, and we're like, wow, that's crazy that was at the beginning of the week telling us, and then it all kind of unfolded. It's like, So yeah, that's what I use oracle for. And let's see what else. How do you read the cards? Guidebook, intuitive, a bit of both. A bit of both. Like I mentioned before, I see nothing wrong with using guidebooks from time to time, or all the time, whatever your intuition is calling you to do. That's what I go with. I use both intuition and guidebook when I'm doing readings. Do you use spreads? 100% I do. Whether it's oracle, whether it's tarot, I'm going to probably use a spread. Sometimes I do 1 or 2 card draws. Sometimes I'm inspired to do not super elaborate spreads, but definitely spreads that will give us the how, why, who, and what to do. You know what I mean? Let's see. Do you mix oracle cards with other divinations? Yes, I do. I mix them with tarot, and I do use the pendulum. Let's see, in your opinion, what makes for a great deck? Like I said in my Tarot Obsessed video response, diversity in terms of race, in terms of sexuality, in terms of physicality, large, small, everything in between, capabilities, all of that. Diversity is huge. And because oracles are all on their different systems, keywords for me on cards are critical. even more so than guidebooks. Guidebooks are great, but what's most important is the artwork and then the keywords. If the keywords are too vague, where it could be for almost any and every situation, that's not really gonna do it for me. There are some decks, and I'm not gonna mention any names, where it's like I'm not getting what I need from it in terms of the keywords, if it's going to have keywords. Otherwise, just don't have keywords, just have images if they're not going to be up to par. I just don't like vague keywords, or I don't like too specific of keywords. There's an art to doing oracle and doing keywords, to click with the image and then to have a word be able to click with someone's intuition. That is an art that not every creator has mastered yet. And let's see, what do you feel are the differences between tarot and oracle cards? And that is easy. Tarot is a system that either could be thought-based, it could be Rider-Waite-Smith. One moment, please. Hey, Ella, can you go to the family room? Are you ready to go with me? Okay. Have you brushed your teeth? Okay, go brush your teeth, and then we'll get ready to go. Sorry about that, guys. So it's easy to say, easy to see. I think an oracle will have, you know, different systems across deck to deck to deck, whereas tarot, usually you're going to find a system and you're going to find decks that kind of correspond with that system. So, you know, I actually started off with playing cards, then oracle, then tarot. I was very intimidated my whole life to tarot. I had tarot readings growing up, but I was comfortable with playing cards, then oracle cards, then tarot. That was my path. So I know the difference clearly. Let's see. Do you have any super unusual or unique decks? Let's see. Super unusual. I did a video on this one, and I love it so much I talk about it all the time. And it is the White Rabbit Oracle. I already did a video on it, so if you want more about that, you can check that out in my playlist. I think it's like Deck Discussions playlist. Here's Attainment and Fortune. And this one doesn't have a guidebook, it just has a PDF, and the keywords are spot on, and the keywords on the cards are spot on. And it's cheeky, it has a great sense of humor, it's light, but it also can get deep, but not too deep. Like it's that friend that you need to keep it real with you, but it's fun to have around. So that's what I love about the White Rabbit Oracle. And that is one of my most unique oracle decks. That's on Etsy. That's where I got it from, and I love it. And what's your current deck crush? I don't have any current oracle deck crushes. Again, usually oracle, I buy it or ask for it for a gift. Like, that'd be a wonderful Christmas gift. And I don't usually wait on getting oracle decks. Usually there are tarot decks where I have to kind of, you know, get the budget ready. But oracle, not so much. However, the deck crush that I do have that's currently in my collection, yay for me, is the Sacred Creators Oracle. And that's by Chris Ann. Oh, here's the guidebook. And I'm showing you the guidebook because it is very integral or very important when using the deck. Sorry, I've got this string on this, but here are the backs. Okay, here are the backs. And it's matte gold gilded. Oh my God. And it is just so divine. The guidebook is amazing. It doesn't, you know, it's a little, you know, the images are not in your face. It says creator air, but it doesn't need to be. This is where the production of the cards shine, and the book. Oh, that's this delicious, on point book that is so predictive and so prescriptive. Love it. I mean, it's got prompts, journal, dive in and journal prompts, and it's got essential meanings and self-care messages and a lot of work. I use this deck for when I'm doing work with myself or others, like soulpreneurs, you know, people who are in the healing arts, doing readings for them as far as like gaining that confidence to be an entrepreneur for themselves. It shuffles like a dream. It is a go-to deck. It was a crush deck for, look at this one. It was a crush deck for a long time for me. And then I finally took the plunge and went ahead and got it because I kept fantasizing about it over and over again. And I worried that one day it would not be around anymore, and I didn't want that. So I went ahead and got it. So I got my crush. But I usually get my crushes. I crush a little on my husband. I got him. Let's see. If you could only use one deck from now on, what would it be? And that would probably be my Mildred Payne Secret Pocket Oracle. I'm not going to even pick it up. I don't know why. It's been super deep. Oh, and it ties with an out of print, The Dreamer's Journey by Soul Trees, a Major Arcana Oracle. But it's a Major Arcana Oracle where it includes the Major Arcana, but it has an additional cards that's included. This is Purposeful Action. This is like the Chariot. And it's got the messages at the bottom and here are the backs. And this one's Overwhelmed. And I use this deck only for myself. So that's why, family. That's why it's really important for me. And why if it were readings for others, it would be my Mildred Payne. If I can only use one deck, but if it was readings for myself, it'd be this one. And I'm cheating, but it's two different scenarios. So there you go. This is Stillness. The Teacher. And I did do a video on this deck because the creator mentioned on her website that if enough interest was garnered, she would consider reprinting this deck. This is Upheaval. This is like the Tower. It says, change in life situation or perception. Unexpected liberation leads to new beginnings. A flash of enlightenment. The destruction of established patterns. Accomplishment. So there you have it for my top deck, that if I could only have a deck. Two decks, one for others, one for myself. That it would be it, The Dreamer's Journey. And I think that's it for all my questions, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and please let me know what oracle decks you are loving on and obsessing over. If you have some video response videos, please link them below, and then comment. Oops, sorry, it's like, let's do this. It got all weird and blurry, sorry. If you have some comments on the decks that I discussed, or you want to chime in on the discussion, please feel free to. If you like this video, please hit the like button, and if you want more of me in your life, please hit the subscribe button. So take care. Many blessings to you. Stay abundant. Bye.